Yes, give Miss Blue lovins. Good morning. Oh, now Moose gonna go away. There's Roxy. Hey, Roxy-roo. All right, guys, we are gonna have a new fun song this morning by Gracie and Shelby, and we are gonna be planting some corn, popping some corn. I love that song so much. So everybody get ready. Let's warm up them singing voices. Do, re, mi. Oh, don't eat my hand. Don't eat my hand. This Pepper, you ready to sing? Let's go.
Gotta plant the corn. Plant the corn. You gotta grow the corn. Grow the corn. You gotta grow the corn. Grow the corn. You gotta shuck the corn. Shuck the corn. You gotta shuck the corn. Shuck the corn. You gotta hop the corn. Pop the corn. You gotta pop the corn. Pop the corn.
Now, wasn't that fun, Pepper? Planting some corn? What? No. We don't push. That's not nice. Not nice. No. Push. No. Bad goat. Now, while Pepper's being a little pushy this morning, we're going out. Pepper! Pepper! Stop. Pepper. No. We're going to have us a little story by Miss Michelle Colley while I try to get my goat in order. You be nice. Be nice.
Hey, Eastridge kids, it's Miss Michelle. How are you doing? So, it's 4th of July weekend. Did you get to see fireworks? Did you hear loud fireworks? I did. My favorite fireworks are those big ones that go off in the sky and then all the colors. It seems like it's raining down on you. Those are my favorite. I like them big. And I like them loud, even though it's kind of scary. But anyway, last Sunday, Preacher Jason talked to us from the Old Testament, the book of 1 Samuel. And he was telling us a story about David and Goliath. How David slayed a giant. Yeah, can you believe it? A young boy slayed a giant. So, David, he was the youngest son of Jesse, and he took care of the sheep, and he would take his brothers food when they were out on the battlefield, when they were away working and laboring in the fields. He would take them food. Well, David had heard about this giant who was saying, hey, I'm running the show. I'm running this kingdom. Someone is going to have to bring me down before you all could even win. Well, David talked to his dad, and his dad told him, nope, you're too young. You are too young to be out there fighting with your brothers on the battlefield. But David believed. David believed that with the help of God, he could slay this dragon. So David took his slingshot and he got 5 rocks, 5 stones. And he put one of those stones inside his slingshot and he swung it round and round and round. And guess what happened? Yeah, you're right. That giant came down. So what do you think? If they had fireworks way back then, do you think that whole kingdom would have been celebrating with fireworks? I think so. Because it was a pretty awesome time. But you know, David didn't do it by himself. In his heart, deep down inside, he believed. He believed that God was right beside him. And God was going to help him slay that dragon. Did you know? In the book of Daniel, there were 3 men. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I know, those names back then, they were different. They're not like ours, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So these three men in the book of Daniel, in the Old Testament, they believed in God. And the king of Babylon, he didn't believe in our God. He wanted everybody in the kingdom to bow down to gold statues. So they called those statues idols. And the king of Babylon wanted all men, all women, all children to bow down to the gold statues. These three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were like, nope, we're not doing it. We are not doing it. We believe in God. We worship our God. That's the only person that we are going to bow down to. Well, the king of Babylon, he didn't like that. He was not happy. So what did he do? He told his soldiers to march those men into the fiery furnace and make that fiery furnace 7 times hotter than it normally was. So, hotter than hot. Well, what'd they do? The men had to go. And the soldiers marched them to the furnace and threw them in. Well, they threw them in, but you know what happened? Who knows? I'll tell you. What happened? Those 3 men, they didn't burn. In fact, when the soldiers looked in there, they saw not only 3 men, they saw 4. You know who the other person was? Or who the other body was? It was an angel of God. That angel of God was sent to watch over those 3 men. So you know what? Not a hair on their head and not their clothes were burned. They came out of that furnace not even smelling like smoke. So then when the king saw that those 3 men came out and they weren't burned, they didn't have any owies on them, nothing. He said, well, you know what? I think I'm going to make a law that says nobody can talk bad about their God. Their God is our God, right? So nobody should be talking bad about our God. So the king changed his mind about them having to bow down to statues, to the gold idols. You know what? I bet anything. If there were fireworks back then, they would have went off. They would have been booming in the whole kingdom because you know what? Our God is real. Our God is alive. Our God is awesome. We serve an awesome God. And you know, kids, there's lots of stories in the Bible that tell us how awesome our God is and that we should pray, we should worship, we should tell other people about our God and how he saved us of our sins, how he sent Jesus to die on the cross for our salvation. So kids, if they had fireworks back then in the Bible, I bet anything. Fireworks would have been going on all throughout that Bible, celebrating who? Now, we celebrate Independence Day. That's what we're using our fireworks for. But I bet you fireworks would have been going off to celebrate Jesus, to celebrate God, and all the miraculous deeds that he did. So, that's all I have to tell you. But you know what, kids? Remember, listen to your moms and dads. Do what's right all the time. I love you, and I miss my 1-year-old babies. Bye.
There, now we're being nice. That's good. That's good, little goat. Thank y'all so much for joining us this morning. I just can't wait to see everybody when we get back to church. But remember, you can still come. Just need to wear a mask. But I am so happy that we get to spend this time together. But I want everybody to have a great week. And what's our saying, Pepper? Say your prayers. Wash your hands. And trust God. That's right. And don't push. Jesus didn't want us pushing. No. She's going to push me again. No. Out.